All right, whether the FBI gets involved in a new investigation of Judge Kavanaugh, it's up to the FBI, of course, but really the one who pulls the trigger on that would be the President of the United States. So far, no indications that the President is open to doing that or thinks it's necessary. We've told you already that staffers of the Judiciary Committee have met with principal players and witnesses, we're told, to try to come together with a background they can get for Dr. Ford herself. Now, Democrats on that committee opted not to participate in that. The read on all of this with Sean Spicer, best-selling author as well, a former White House press secretary. Sean, where is this going? What do you think?
Where's it going? I think ultimately Kavanaugh gets confirmed. Right now, this is a temporary political play. Look, they've known about these allegations for 45 minutes. Senator Feinstein herself sat with Kavanaugh in a private meeting, clearly didn't address this. In this current environment,
45 days, or
well, I mean, the letter was delivered to her by Congresswoman Anna Eshoo. She knew about this. She met with him privately, failed to address it then, failed to share it with any of the other committee members. Look, Neil, I think that any woman that has the courage to stand forward and say that there was impropriety, assault, or anything that else was deserves a lot of credit and should be afforded the respect and dignity of anyone who comes forward with that. That being said, at the same time, there has to be evidence that someone did something wrong. In the case of Judge Kavanaugh, there's no evidence so far that's come forward that shows that he was at the party, that anything did happen. The corroborating witnesses that she cite have said under oath that it didn't happen. He has a spotless record. There's no one else that has come forward to do this. And I think that they've given every opportunity for her to testify or participate or share her story publicly or privately or in whatever context makes her feel comfortable. That's what should be done to anybody who alleges something like this. It has been done, but at some point you need to move forward. And I would urge the Senate to go forward with their vote. Senator Grassley has been unbelievably accommodating and making sure that anything.
To go forward with their vote after.
Absolutely. Look, there's no question he's an unbelievably qualified jurist. He will make a great addition to the Supreme Court. When the charges came forward, I think everyone on the Republican side said, stop. Let's make sure that this woman has her opportunity to share her story and the facts surrounding these allegations. They've done that.
So the FBI, I understand the president would have to okay something like it, I think, but I could be wrong. I don't.
Well, there's no statute. There's no statute of limitations in Maryland. The Bethesda Department of Police Department or the Maryland Police Department could look into it. There are no statute of limitations.
But the FBI would essentially.
Sure, but listen.
Be a criminal matter. The FBI would just look into this and talk to the witness, do what the committee apparently is doing now.
Correct. And let's look at the facts. I mean, I'm no law enforcement investigator, but at the end of the day, this woman can't identify when the party was, where it was. The individuals that she said that were surrounding it both denied that it ever took place. So at some point, I don't know how much of an investigation you need to do when you can call in everyone you want to. If you don't know where it happened, when it happened, and everybody that you cite say that it never happened, I'm not sure what more there is to investigate about something that allegedly occurred 36 years ago.
But some of the wayward Republicans, or at least were like Susan Collins, for example, who wanted to hear from Dr. Ford, and now she will have that opportunity. She was even exasperated by Dr. Ford's constant delays. I don't know if I'll testify. Hearing from a lawyer, I don't know if she'll testify. Now, if she does testify, does that put added pressure on the Susan Collinses and others, even a Jeff Flake, who have been demanding that it was only fair to hear from the accuser? Are they potential flips in this?
Well, I think obviously those have always been the swing votes well before this ever came forward. But at some point, I think, like everybody else, they should have an opportunity to hear her should she choose to do so. And if they believe her, or if she presents credible evidence, that's up to them to decide which way to go. But so far, again, when the allegations are something happened 36 years ago, I can't tell you where it happened, when it happened, then I think I would have a hard time saying we're going to deny somebody who's eminently qualified for the Supreme Court to not do it based on something that there is no corroborating evidence.
The president's been very restrained.
He has.
Do you think that will continue?
I do. Because I think the president knows what's at stake. He understands. And obviously, Kavanaugh's been very engaged with the White House, and everybody around there understands that he's clearly expressed to them that he doesn't remember ever being at this party.
The president also said, I would hear this woman out. I'm paraphrasing.
Right, and I think that's fantastic.
Yeah.
The president's done a phenomenal job both in terms of his pick.
So you think if the president weren't impressed with how
Look, the
judge
president,
responded that he would change his mind.
His gut instincts on stuff like this is spot on. He knows when someone's overstayed their welcome, whether or not they're going to do it, and he understands how qualified Kavanaugh is. That's why he chose him in the first place. And I think all you have to do is to look into someone's heart and understand that you have 65 women that have worked for him, women that have dated him, everybody to a T has come out and saying what a great individual this is. The people who have worked with him say what a great jurist he is. So from the man as a person and from the jurist as a professional, he's come off almost impeccable.
So in the meantime, looking at the heat of battle, do you ever miss being right in it?
No.
Okay, just wanted to,
Not one day.
I wanted to
No.
confirm that.
I love engaging over a table,
Yeah.
more so than a podium.
Sean Spicer, thank you.